Okay guys, here we are in the last math notes video of chapter 7. We're going to look at finding the midpoint. This is section 7.2.3. So a midpoint is a point that divides a line segment into two equal parts of equal length. So midpoint divides it into two parts of equal length. In other words, it splits it in half, exactly half. For example, M is the midpoint of AB at the right. We can mark this in our figure by putting a congruent mark here and here. That tells us that AM is congruent to MB. There are several ways to find the midpoint of a line segment if the coordinates of the endpoints are known. One way is to add half of the change in x and half of the change in y to the x and y coordinate of the leftmost point. So in other words, we're saying if this distance, so the change in x from A to B would be 1, 2, 3, 4, and the change in y would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So delta y equals 5. If we take half of the change in x, that means we go over 2. And if we take half the change in y, that means we go 2.5 up. We get this position right here at M, which would be at 1, 2, 3. And then 5.5. You could add that value, half the x value, which would be 2. Is that not written down anywhere here? So they found delta x is equal to 4, so they subtracted 5 minus 1 and got 4. That's the 4 that we have here. And the delta y is 5. That's the 5 that we have right here. If the coordinate of M would be 1 plus 2 to get you to 3, and then 1 plus 2.5 to get you to 3 plus 2.5 to get you to 5.5. Frankly, I don't love this method. I think that the easier method to do this is sort of gets more at the heart of what a midpoint is, which is to say you're going to take the average of the x's and the average of the y's. So when you take the average of two numbers, you're going to find the middle of those two numbers. So if we take this a value is at 1, 3, and the b is at 5, 6, 7, 8, 5, 8, then this is our x1, y1. This is our x2, y2. So the midpoint is going to be at the average of the x's, which I could say 1 plus 5 divided by 2. So there's the 1, there's the 5 divided by 2. And then the average of the y's, so to take the average again, we just add two numbers and divide it by 2. So 3 plus 8 divided by 2. Well, 1 plus 5 is 6. 6 divided by 2 is 3. 3 plus 8 is 11. 11 divided by 2 is 5.5. So our midpoint is at 3, 5.5. This way works. It's fine. This just makes a little more intuitive sense to me. So with that being said, I've rewritten that formula here for you. And I have two figures that I want you to go ahead and find the midpoint for. So look at those line segments. First thing you're going to want to do is identify the coordinates of the endpoints, and then use the midpoint formula here to find the middle points. All right, thanks guys.